Okay, so this is the Amy Winehouse documentary trailer that I'm analysing in depth. At first, I'm going to let you watch the trailer and then I'll analyse it after. As the company logos come up at the start, you can hear Amy Winehouse's voice, which is very relaxing, making the transition into the opening of the trailer really easy. And with this piece of audio, we hear, you then see the transition into her in the studio talking. So it was part of all the same scene, but we just didn't see her visually at first. The footage was very rough and not clean, making a home feel and presents that this scene is natural, and it was a natural moment actually being captured, and it was already set up right in front of her face. You just got a slow zoom in into her face, and then a slow zoom out a bit. After this, we see the typography from the award-winning team behind Senna. It shows to the audience watching that this documentary has been made by a team who have won an award for a documentary that was at high quality and is really well known. This implies that this documentary will also be in depth and be at a high standard, since they have done a documentary for a previous celebrity. At this point, we then see secondary footage of her as a child and a young adult looking really happy, having a good time. In addition, we know that the footage is old due to the resolution, as seen in the previous clip as well. At the same time, we have a voiceover of someone talking about her as a person, saying she was high intelligent, and then a male says, was utterly authentic. With keywords, they have chosen to have them in red so it stands out. They have also chosen red because of its connotation colour. It's varied from good to bad and essentially reflects on Amy Winehouse's life and what it was actually like. When then we then get a few seconds of a top shot over London with a sunset. This is to present that this is where she is from. I would say that most of the trailer is a montage because you get to see bits of her on a carpet walk, live performances, her doing photo shoots, and many more other stuff like paparazzi as well. The cinematography is varied due to it being really all of it secondary footage, so that shows her in a different light in all of the shots really. To this point in the trailer and the whole montage, you are hearing one of Amy Winehouse's well-known songs being played. So this is really cool to have being played at the same time, so you fully understand what her music is like as well. To make this trailer interesting, they've chosen to use moments when there are paparazzi with their flashes, making it very intense and very quick and really hard to detect what's exactly happening. Plus, they've also shown moments. Plus, they've also shown moments of her winning awards where she's in shock, and we see people jumping up and down, adding energy and making the trailer more engaging to watch. In the first part of the trailer, you see her always happy, always with a smile on her face, and there's a lot of close-up shots where you can see her raw emotion, but she seems generally really happy. In the trailer, you do see a slight slow motion shot when she's going up to collect an award, but I feel that this wasn't really that great of a move to have. Only because I feel it didn't really fit into the rest of what was happening in the trailer at that moment in time. If it was longer, and maybe if the music was then slower as well, it would then work, but I just felt that it didn't work. At basically the 1 minute mark, and when the gentleman said everyone wanted a piece of her, this was when the whole trailer changed in perspective and measured up against the way her life had changed. At this moment, you see footage that is quite fast for a moment, where people are taking pictures of her walking, and when she's getting into a car as well. This is showing how crazy her life was going and that she couldn't get away from the attention. You then see a moment when she appears to hit someone, taking photos of her, and you can see her in a lot of anger. This is a strong moment because it's a very different view that to what we saw of her before in the first part of the trailer. The music then slows down and sound is dreary, and we can see that it looks like she is either intoxicated due to alcohol or drugs, because her eyes look glossed over and her facial expression is different from what she looked like when she was smiling normally and not presuming on anything. But I'm just making an assumption here, I'm not exactly sure. This can upset the audience this can upset the audience in seeing her in this way. With the music being in slow motion, the scenes on screen were also in slow motion, which worked perfectly, unlike the scene before. In the sense that it was presenting her lifestyle at that moment in time. Then we hear her talk saying, "I fell in love with someone who I had would have died for," and you can see her lover on the screen at the same time, and we do see him in many other shots of them in a photo shoot as well. But this makes us know who she's actually talking about if we didn't really know much about her. But obviously, if it was her loyal fans, they would know who this person is. Fadeaways start to appear as the music gets slower and sounding sadder, resembling us as a whole of the audience on how we feel that she isn't the person we once thought she was or what she once was. The fadeaway shows the transition in time of her life from moment to moment, indicating this version of her was going on for a long time. We then hear piano being played, making the feeling very emotional and adds significance to the documentary, showing that they will cover not just the good times but also the bad times. A voiceover of her is used again, with her saying, "I don't think at all that I'm going to be famous," but um, with this, she sounds like she's slightly drunk or on drugs, which is also a sad moment because we don't want that to happen. She may not be, but it obviously sounds like it. With the piano playing, we do see a moment of her looking happy, and seems like a happy life. But the music presents a different story, which causes an oxymoron and a mix of emotions. So we don't fully know what is going on inside her. Coming to the end, we see pictures of her modelling and we see some videos of her as well. There's a huge mix in colours presenting different feelings at that moment, but that's only really because Muslim are secondary source footage, so it's coming from different areas. At this moment, we see quotes come onto the screen talking about the documentary, with Time Out saying deeply moving, with a deep dark red colour covering the screen, with Amy Winehouse at sort of a distance looking towards the camera, representing how deep the documentary goes and how deep her life is and how it's changed. If it was a lighter red, it may be showing a happier lifestyle, but at that moment, it's probably a darker lifestyle. At the end, we do see lots of movements of her being happy, as I said, but we do see one moment when she's attacking a photographer again, reminding us of the other side of her. We don't forget, so we don't forget. We end we end on her speaking, saying, "I'm not a girl trying to be a star. I'm just a girl that sings." And this is a really nice quote to have. And the last thing we do see at the same time is her smiling, so the audience do feel comfortable and are reminded of the good times and the good music she did produce, and that, as she said, that she's just a person who's a girl just trying to make music and sing. this does indicate that this is a celebration of her life and not just how her life went wrong. Yeah. Then the screen goes black and the title Amy in caps comes up in a mix of dark and light red. And with this, there's a deep type of dong noise as well to end it off with, and then with some credits coming after this. The typography used is really bold throughout all of it, and it does definitely capture your eyes. And with so important words being in red, it definitely does engage you and keep you focused. And the way they spread it out, I think, was really good by having it early in the start of the trailer and then late on in the second part of the trailer. So we do not just see like constant typography coming throughout the whole of the trailer. So we do get a large chunk where it's just footage of her and not just typography every 30 or however long. Looking at this trailer, I would say that it would definitely be interest on me and provoke me to watch the actual documentary due to getting the implication that they went in depth into the life of Amy Winehouse. There's already a set audience ready to watch this documentary. That'll be her following. A documentary on an artist that passed away tragically will definitely mean her fans would want to watch something that is about her because it will remind them of the great moments of that person and of their moments they remember of them if they went to a concert or anything like that. People who are either heavily influenced in music or have a great interest would watch this due to her stature in the industry and her being a well-known artist. So a documentary like this it'll be rare to come around, but it'll be a great opportunity to watch as well. Editing overall, I think, was very simple because most of the scenes were secondary source images, and because it's a trailer, they picked the most effective shots that would definitely grab the audience's attention. And with it also being a montage, even though there is consideration, the consideration on if it was an actual film is quite different because you could pick specific moments that, as we see, of her looking really happy, which is much easier to pick out than an actual film trailer where you don't want to be giving away a whole lot, where because you're not telling the whole story. Where we know, basically the end story of Amy Winehouse, but it's still very interesting that they've picked certain parts out. This montage style works very well in the sense you're able to understand a story that's pretty briefly for a trailer. Also, because it's brief, it makes the audience want to watch the whole documentary to know more, which is very effective. I feel that the sound was perfect in the aspect of using voiceovers to help transitions from scene to scene. So we do see that at the start where we see the logos of the companies, and then we go into a shot of her at the studio